I'd like to tell you a story today about how Americans in the early 20th century faced their own problems with corruption. Prior to the 17th Amendment being ratified, United States senators were appointed by the state legislatures instead of directly elected by the people. Over the years, the United States Senate became known as a profoundly corrupt and unpopular body of government. We're talking scandals upon scandals, state legislators testifying under oath that they were accepting literal bags of money in exchange for their votes for United States senators. Several sitting United States senators being sentenced to jail time over corruption. It became known as the Millionaires Club, and a popular expression at the time was that it's easier for a rich man to get into heaven than for a poor man into the United States Senate. United States House of Representatives was not blind to the need for this amendment for the direct election of senators. In fact, over the 90 years prior to the 17th Amendment being finally proposed, the House of Representatives actually proposed the amendment 7 times for the direct election of senators. And in all that time, the United States Senate refused to take a vote, not even a single one. Congress was broken. And so what happened that changed? The state legislatures happened. The state legislators were sick of the system. States like Nebraska and Oregon led the movement for what would eventually become our 17th Amendment. And in the 15 years prior to the 17th Amendment being proposed, 31 out of the 46 states applied for a convention under Article 5 to propose an amendment for the direct election of senators. They spoke with strength that they would no longer rely on the Senate. The Senate could finally propose the amendment that the American people desperately needed, or the states would do it themselves and propose the convention or propose the amendment through the convention route. The results: in May of 1911, the Senate finally relented and proposed what would become our 17th Amendment to the states for ratification, which was ratified by 3/4 of the state legislatures 2 years later. This tactic works. This constitutional right is, in fact, our most effective way of petitioning Congress for an amendment that the American people need. Today in America, we face an eerily similar problem. They held protests, they signed petitions, they pushed for state and local level legislation, and the states, reflecting their will, passed resolutions formally requesting that Congress propose an amendment for the direct election of senators. And just like back then, the state legislatures must lead on behalf of the American people and begin applying for an Article 5 convention to propose an amendment on campaign finance reform, which has become the defining issue of our generation.